Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of Losing Our Marbles at Talk for Two. We are approaching the end of Season 2, which means we need suggestions for Season 3. If you have any guests you'd like to see on board for next season, please be sure to drop them in our Discord. Link will be found wherever it will be found. Our guest this week, however, is someone whom we've had an interchange of fanship for in a very rapidly growing capacity. They were a fan of the 1 Hour Maps. I'm a fan of their panache and style. They've done wizard cosplays. They've done silent film, Charlie Chaplin cosplays to great effect. I'm kind of jealous, as I belong in that era. But we've already reduced them to hysterics, so why not get them on screen? Ladies and gentlemen, it's MerlinMilk!
Hello.
Welcome,
How you
welcome.
doing?
Good to have you here.
I just want to compliment you on your cup. Mine's about
Yes.
about just as big.
Large, irresponsible white cups of coffee unite.
I've already drank half of this.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
That's how we
Mine's
get
not
up in
cold
the
brew
morning.
like yours.
It's all right. We can't all be perfect.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. So I wanted to ask you one question,
Right out of the gate, go for it. I'm ready.
because I noticed that you every stream I notice this, but I just wanted to know, where do you get your nails done?
Right here.
You do them yourself? Yeah.
This
You do them yourself?
This is all me, sir. All me.
It's
Professional.
not a parlor.
Nope. Waste of money.
Yeah, it is a waste of money. Yeah, I've seen you do it like different colors.
I do them about
Every,
once a
like-
week because that's about as long
Yeah,
as they
once a
last
week,
before they
yeah.
get shipped. But
It's not always black though.
no, I've have an array. I'm not one of those posers on YouTube that just does it so the fangirls can squee over them.
So what got you into painting your nails? No, mind me asking.
You know, I'm a fan of panache, as we described
Panache?
earlier.
I mean, it's not bad.
You know?
I'm not like
I dress
I'm
up,
not-
I guss up, I fancy up.
Mhm.
You know, it's all.
I'm fancy up.
I don't ascribe to the idea that fashion is gendered, right?
No,
either-
no, I don't think that either.
It either fits your body or doesn't. Like the thing I've been
Or it
seeing on
doesn't, yeah.
TikTok lately is like bodybuilders wearing dresses and high heels. They are like the fucking hottest things I've ever seen.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
Like a really big buff guy in a dress and high heels. It's kind of like whew,
it's somebody you want to
Vapors.
hold you,
vapors. Telling you.
nice and strong.
Let's say as long as it fits the body type, right? Like
I mean,
you can't just
yeah,
slap a dress on a dude. It's gotta
Yeah, it
gotta
has
work.
to.
You know,
Has to work.
it's gotta work.
Well, I mean, that's like now because I had some friends that like my roommate. He does his toes. I don't know why. He's like over 6 foot. So like he has like a big canvas. He says.
Right. Yeah, my
But-
toenails are awful, so I would never paint them.
Yeah.
But I have nice fingernails. You know, they're pretty uniform in shape. Like,
Mhm.
and someone in chat was like, "Are those
Oh, I
acrylics?"
see
It's
that.
like it looks like they could be because they're like so uniform, but that's just how they grow. So you know,
No, I noticed that.
it'd be a
It's- I mean,
shame
they
to not polish such lovely nails.
I wonder, have they seen daylight?
Oh yeah.
And-
I'm a
Yeah, okay.
I work outside, believe it or not. So, you know.
No, I mean like without the paint on it.
Oh yeah.
Have your fingernails in daylight. Yeah.
There was a good time actually out when I was out in Colorado because I was doing produce manager. I was receiving shipments all day. So you got like the farm gunk in waxed wet cardboard boxes and plants with dirt and whatever, and putting your hands in hot water and ice water like last maybe 2 days before they're a complete disaster. So there was a good stretch of time where I was not able to paint my nails on a regular basis. So candy cane. I don't have any white Kira, but I do need to put it in order from Nailogical pretty soon because I'm running out of glossy top coat, and I could probably use some more black as well. That's getting those too, so I might just buy a little extra.
Yeah, I mean they look like you actually got them done somewhere though. Like they
Well,
look really clean.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Well, so for those of you who don't know how this works, it's going to be about a 2-hour show. I'll more or less lead the first half. Merlin will more or less lead the second half. We've got some questions for each other. It's going to be a midstream mix-up, and I think a lot of the viewers of the channel are going to be interested in this midstream mix-up. So, could be fun. Could be fun. Let's see. Where do I want to start? Marbles. More specifically, not marbles.
Marbles that aren't marbles.
Yes. Games you stream. Marbles is not your only one.
No, I stream like too many actually.
Right. Tell me about it. I want to know.
I don't know. I guess I like. There are games I have actually continued, like Subnautica. Like, it has like a lot to do.
Yep.
So you kind of just like, all right, shuffling through it, and there's all those little Easter eggs. I don't really mind when it comes to like a story game. So, see, now this is where my ADHD is kicking in. This is what I'm talking about. So I'm all over the place with video games.
Go for it.
So, Minecraft, like even Final Fantasy. I've done Animal Crossing, but man, that's like I'd rather just play that on my own time.
Yeah.
I don't want to stream myself just chopping down trees and talking to animals.
Yeah, I think it's important. Like, there's games you stream and there's games you never stream. And I did Animal Crossing privately as well. Usually, I don't like streaming Minecraft. I like doing Minecraft just for myself. But I have some people that like doing it with me, so I kind of.
I do it off and on like that. Like sometimes I'll just like play Minecraft and watch a movie.
Right.
While I'm just like messing around.
Like,
or something.
I don't mind digging a 10,000 long 3x3 tunnel through a mountain.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love doing that. But no one wants to watch it.
Be surprised though sometimes. Sometimes it's like I'm sitting in complete darkness.
Right.
And I'm just hitting something, trying to get out of this cave, and just people are coming in and saying hello. So sometimes it's pretty nice. Minecraft is a very weird game though. It's also, again, that's like a survival game where you're getting resources.
Yeah.
So those are just always monotonous tasks. You're just doing it over and over.
Don't Starve. Did you get into Don't Starve?
I played it, and the whole time I was just salty.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's just like, if you take any risks ever, you die. I love it.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I played a lot. I have like over 3,000 hours in DayZ standalone. Have you ever heard of it? Have you played that or heard of it?
I tried to get into. I can never remember the order that they came out, but it was Rust Beta.
Yeah.
DayZ.
Yeah.
And then H1Z1.
Which was terrible.
Well, here's the thing. H1Z1 was on a good path, and then it turned into King of the Hill. And
because they had that. What was
right,
that
and it like revitalized and or created, depending on how you want to argue it. It like created King of the Hill as a
VR
MMO. Like it created the genre in the modern era.
Yeah.
And I felt so sorry for H1Z1 because they figured it out, but they didn't mean to. It was just a thing that came out of their game, and then DayZ crushed it, and then you had a couple other games came out, and then Fortnite comes out, and it's just like, they were the ones that cracked the code, but they got none of the benefit from it, and it's gotta suck.
See, that's where you lose me in those kind of games, because when I played DayZ, it was all about there's like that VoIP, so you can just sit there and like talk and hear people in different directions.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah. That's when I play DayZ. I'd go around and just like make characters and joke around and kill cannibals and yeah,
that's why I like Rust. Rust is nothing but that.
Have you gotten into any of the RP like role playing stuff?
No, I like watching it, like GTA 5.
Yeah, I used to do that.
It's like once a month. I'll just search GTA 5 on Twitch and just watch a RP stream, just because there's always something ridiculous I've never seen before. Like, it's amazing. I've never seen the same idea twice watching GTA 5 RPs.
I did some on NoPixel, and that was I was like a lawyer in a ADA, and that was pretty fun. But you actually have to look up case law.
Right.
So you're like, and then you also have to
play the part.
Yeah, you have to play the part. Sitting there depending if you're just a regular attorney, just sitting there waiting to find a client.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty fun.
It's that old joke of how video games let you live out your fantasies, like being able to pay rent and finding meaningful pursuits in life, right? Like you can do all the things you wish you could do in real life, like have a real job and actually earn money and save up to buy something really cool and like
this was like,
those fantasies of the modern day.
The 60s or before, we probably would have been okay. Maybe, like working at an ice cream store part-time, be like, I own a house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You said you're from the 1930s era.
So here's ideal Shen lifetime. Born 1900. Like rock star jazz pianist in the 1920s.
Rock star jazz
Go to
pianist.
World War II and die. And it's like that would have been the perfect life.
Lieutenant Shen, you ain't got no legs.
Exactly. Just like, I don't need to live.
I'm supposed to die in the war.
I don't need to live past that,
Yeah.
So that's the ideal Shen life. Born in 1900, rock star jazz pianist for the 20s, and then goes to war and gets killed. The end.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Live a fulfilling life.
So that's it's non-marbles games. There's a lot of them. I'm always surprised every time I think about it. Like, wow, there's a lot of games that aren't marbles. It's crazy.
Yeah, I do actually love marbles though. Like, I guess what happens is I fall off the bandwagon for a second. Like you have to be playing within that certain amount of time to actually like constantly be doing that. As well as like I like to play with friends, man. I like to have people. A lot of people contrast with me, like Kiwi and Texas. There's several other name drops, more people names. It's just funny because some of us get really salty and we react pretty well with each other,
Yeah. It's always good to have a little play back and forth. Keeps things interesting for the stream for sure.
I play with Kiwi. It's like I'm very technical and she's very like just all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know.
Cool. Did you have any like really old games that kind of set you down this path initially?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think obviously. Do you remember Echo the Dolphin coming with Sega?
I have a friend, Zeno, who still to this day plays Echo.
See, I don't actually play that, but I remember it. I remember it very, very well. And so like a lot of those older systems, the NES, of course, like NES was okay. The Sega was pretty much my shit back in the day with Sonic. I love Sonic. But it expanded from that to, I'd say, N64 is where it really hit home. But I started digging deep like probably about 10 years ago. I started messing with ColecoVision and Atari.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But it's like, why play this when I have a PS1? Like play Tomba or something. So I'd say like N64, dude. Like,
because I started PC, Visual Basic, C++ kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
I was into like they're basically text adventures but with stuff on the screen.
Like Oregon Trail.
Kind of, yeah, but you would move your character around and stuff like that.
Saying,
yeah, so it was very slideshowy kind of stuff. But what like really got me into the concept of a game were like the side scrollers. So every summer I had vacation in a shore town with like a boardwalk, and they have arcades and stuff on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
And like Simpsons arcade game, the side scroller.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Right? Yeah.
And then I had a new neighbor that moved in when I was in middle school, and he had a Sega, and he had Streets of Rage 2.
Oh, I know that
Teenage
one too.
Mutant Ninja Turtles Lost in Time.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my god, played the fuck out of those games.
So you like Metal Slug?
It just any of those like just side scroller kill 'em all.
They're so fun,
right?
They're so like Metal Slug. I think was probably one of my favorites for the scroller. Like Metal Slug 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like nowadays, the equivalent I think nowadays is like Diablo 3, right? Games like that.
Kinda, yeah. That's like bird eye view RPG.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's just like going through a map, killing as many things as possible, getting cool stuff.
They still have a few though. Like you can still play like Hollow Knight. Have you played that?
Yeah, there's some good retro games out there. Hollow Knight's a
Yeah.
good one. Even recently, like Little Nightmares, kind of in that same realm,
Oh
but done
yeah.
much more artistically, which I actually like. So
Is that the same guys that did Little Big Planet?
maybe, probably, Little Big Planet, another one, same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really fun one.
Good stuff. Cool. Well, that was great. Thanks for being here. Great convo. We'll see you next time.
I'll see you later. Yeah, no, this is good.
Now where do you want to go from here? We can go anywhere.
I mean, I'm all over the place in general, man. My chair's really squeaky.
Nice.
You gotta change
Chairs.
the chairs.
Let's talk about chairs, because I've been using no back support 101 for
What the fuck?
every day. Every day.
Are you okay?
Since 2014, I've been
You
using
just
this
sit
chair.
up straight.
What?
You're just proper.
I just sit normal. Yeah. I mean, granted, when I'm tilting, it's a disaster. But
Oh yeah, I see you leaned in there. I get the forehead shots too. I feel like the forehead shots are when it's like you're most concentrated.
Yeah.
When you start seeing this part of someone's head.
I'll be tilting, right? Or like I'll be really trying to commentate, and I'll like glance over at my OBS feed. I'm like, half my face is cut off. Like,
Yeah.
this is not good.
Yeah, I know exactly what
This
I
is
do that
not
on
good.
Minecraft, or you start to see yourself mouth breathing for a second, like you're just,
Yeah.
oh no,
Crazy.
yeah, you're just real focused. That's good
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. How long have you been using that? You said?
Since 2014.
Holy crap!
The first chair I
just
had.
got
So
that boy.
there was, like, I started doing. My first streaming was StarCraft 2 competitive, and I got up to like, masters, in StarCraft 2, 1v1 and 4v4, and back then I had a director's chair.
Really?
That was so bad
That
because
has to
that's
be
all I had
so
room for.
comfortable.
I just I didn't have room. I had like my bed and my desk, and like I just had the only chair that would fit in the space was a foldable director's chair. So that's what I used.
Dude, I've sat in one of those for 30 minutes and my thighs were just crying.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I felt like my hips were like, ugh.
Yeah, so I have this one.
Sore.
I mean, it's a nice chair. It's like a nice cushioned leather chair. It's got arms.
It's a nice chair. I love
But
it.
it's not a gaming chair. It's for sure. It's definitely meant for relaxing, not sweating for 6
man.
hours.
I have bad back problems. It's probably from being hit and then landing on the back of my head when I was a kid. But not gonna lie to you. I have real bad, like, not real. It's my lower back. It's not my lower back. I don't know where the hell it is. It's in my upper back usually.
One of your
And I have a
first
job
lumbars.
that's bad. Yeah, my lumbar is like, my lower back's fine. It's like always up here. So even sitting in this chair, I'm just like, oh, my back is killing me, which sucks.
I've been doing manual labor outdoors since I was 16, so like professionally. I've been doing manual labor outside my whole life, but I've been doing manual
You're
labor.
East Coast, right?
Yeah. So
See, I lived in Buffalo, New York.
my
for a
back
long
is built
time.
like an ox. Like it's just, it can take anything.
Do you live upstate? Like do you live north? Like New Jersey
no,
area, that area?
Jersey, Delaware, Maryland.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say, because I lived in Buffalo, New York, and it's like kind of that, you know what I mean? That same kind of greenery area. And it's like, if you're from the East Coast, you're like, I'm doing a lot of outside work. You're most likely doing that, or you're in Florida, like pool skimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's good work though. It's fun, especially like chopping wood for the winter. If you ever
I
have wood
wish
stoves.
I wish that was my job. I did that for fun. Like I would get home.
Yeah.
I would just start chopping logs up for winter.
Yeah.
That was like my relaxation.
We take railroad ties. When I lived in Kansas, we took railroad ties to them and just sledgehammer.
Nice. Yeah, I had an
Awesome
actual
split.
splitting axe, which was nice.
Yeah,
So
that's nice.
good stuff.
Yeah, lumberjacking and living in the 1900s.
That was actually
Good chairs.
that was the first time I had like a sexy picture taken of me.
A sexy picture.
I had two female friends that came over unexpectedly, and I was chopping wood shirtless, and they took pictures.
Oh man. So where is it now? Is it on your OnlyFans?
It's somewhere. I don't know where those pictures are, but they're somewhere. I don't have them.
Shed's OnlyFans.
Maybe I'll have to track them down, and I can upload
It's
them.
like 14 of them. They took a picture. There's like 14 of them. He has like the axe behind his head.
Pretty
He's
much.
flexing.
Pretty much.
So-
Pretty much.
That's
Pretty
great.
much.
Paul Bunyan.
Yeah. Hey, if it works for some people, whatever.
Hey,
I don't discriminate.
Mr. March. Why is he chopping wood for the winter in March? Why is he on the calendar?
No one knows. Doesn't matter. He looks good doing it. We'll keep it.
Yeah. Right at the end of the
What's
season. It's perfect.
let's go into that for a little bit actually, because we don't actually get to talk a lot outside of stream. We just kind of fangirl over each other. What's your what's your routine like? Like, how do you take care of yourself in the midst of streaming? And I'm assuming you have another job outside of streaming.
Yeah, I was a bartender. So before, oldest profession in the book. Hot diggity dog. So I did that prior, but I only had a year experience. That I worked kitchen forever, so I did like sushi. I'd done like Italian food and all this, and then I moved to bartending because I just have a way of just to talk to people.
Right.
I was like, I want to talk to people, so I did that. And then they're like, COVID's here, time to close down shop. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm just going to go home for a little bit. And I was already kind of streaming because I've been on here for 6 years now, right? And I've been streaming pretty much all of that, but not really heavily until I'd say a few years ago. And then I had a bunch of family stuff happen and then went hiatus and came back like November, like about a year ago. So I started just streaming again really heavily, and I found a job at UPS because it pays the bills right now. You know what I mean?
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking
sucks.
for a different supplemental right now to try to save up a little more so I can get my own place again. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been
I know
in
the
the
drill.
same place, but holy crap, man, it's been tough. Like, I think it's been tough for everybody. And just staying positive. I'm always like, all right, stress just rolls down my back. Like, doesn't matter. Then I'm like, ow! Man, I can't believe you've been using that chair for. That's a while, man. You have a good back though?
Yeah, like I said, with all the outdoor work I've been doing, just lifting stuff all the time. I got a back like an ox. It's crazy.
That's nuts.
Occasionally, I'll go like get a massage like once a year or something, just to like treat myself. And like, they can't even do deep tissue. Like they can't even get in there because it's just. It's like all
deeper
the
tissue?
It's like the knots have turned into muscle. Like it's just right. It's just like
that's crazy. Kind of actually look like a cloud.
yeah. It's just like it's just a ball of force fused
This
into
is
one
all
block.
from a bad lumbar structure.
Yeah. So.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't know, man. I used to have a bad back. Like, I mean, I still have a bad back, but I used to have it really bad. I'd say yoga is really nice.
Yoga's good.
Yeah.
A lot of people like it.
What do you think about like crystals and healing powers and stuff? What do you think about that?
I'm a very scientifically minded individual.
Okay.
That being said,
I think we're on the same we're on the same wavelength, my friend.
that being said,
Because it's like you can't charge your crystals in the fucking sun.
right. That's not how energy works. That's not how it
No.
works. However, it is widely understood that the culmination of human knowledge accounts for far less than 1% of all the knowledge out there in the universe. So to suppose that we can say definitively that there only exists the physical reality would be folly. So
That's
I am
very
open
true.
to experimentation. I am open to observation. I even dabble in some things with some friends who are much more avid proponents of such things. And the stuff I disagree with, I'm just like, okay, do whatever. If that's how you live your life, all right.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff where it's like, there's a point where coincidence is not enough, right? Like,
Yeah, of
how
course.
can three people have the exact same thought at the exact same time
I just thought that.
in 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 three different areas of the world, and all
Yeah.
think to contact each other about it at the same time, right? Like,
Well, it's kind of like if you look at like history itself, like Bigfoot, for example, like everywhere has a Bigfoot or some sort of like Yeti-like creature, right? So
mhm.
it's kind of like the same principle. Like people come up with ideas, but they're not always original.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
I just it kind of goes in the same thing with like conspiracy theorists, right? Is
Mhm.
like if they just applied their own logic to themselves, they might get into a better direction. Like let's talk like people who think the moon landing was faked, right? They always have like look at this picture and or like
Yeah.
look at this video. See that? That's wrong. That doesn't make any sense. How did they do that? Right?
Yeah.
Um, but if you took one of the pictures they don't refute or one of the videos they
Mhm.
don't refute and asked them to explain it, like how did they fake this? Right? They don't apply that same logic, right? Like I'm fine
Yeah.
with you saying it was a little suspicious how that hammer fell out of his belt and it seemed to fall faster than lunar
I think
gravity,
majority of it is just meh,
right?
you know. It's
Right.
like
So
it's,
like that's what I'm saying is if they were as critical of their own theories as they
Mhm.
were of other people's theories,
Exactly.
they would realize that they've gone down a bad hole essentially, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
okay, I'll let's assume everything you've said to critique this one video is true. How do you explain this video where none of that happened? Right? Like this is just like you're using that video to prove your theory. I'm going to use this video to prove my theory. How can you refute my video using your same logic? And they can't. And it's just like, well, see the
Yeah.
problem?
And that's why I think it's better to have like more of an open mind on something, and also do your damn research.
Yeah.
Like, check your sources.
Yeah.
Go to your public library.
That's my favorite. Like, even with the flat Earth, it baffles me, right? Because it's
Order.
so easy to prove. There's two things that is all you have to do to prove to yourself. Like, you don't even need instruments of any super high caliber. You don't need anything fancy, right? Three things you can do all by yourself. One,
Mhm.
get on a boat and sail away from any tall structure or island.
Yeah,
It disappears from the bottom up.
it's because it's flat. No,
Right? So it like there's only one solution to explain why something would disappear from the bottom up, as
Yeah.
that's tall that as you sail away from it, right? So that's easy. You can buy a ticket, not now obviously, but buy a ticket to like a cruise or whatever. Bring like a binoculars with you or something, and you can just boom do it, right? And the
Yeah.
other thing is, if you triangulate yourself on the world. So let's say you're in New Jersey, you've got a friend in
Mhm.
California and a friend in Maine, right?
Yeah.
Just have all three of you get a 1 meter stick or a yardstick, however, whatever units you want to use, doesn't matter, and measure the shadow and the direction of the shadow all at the same time, and just do the trigonometry.
Yeah.
Like
You
even
like
on a
Carl
flat
Sagan.
surface and the sun closer, it still can't replicate those numbers. Those numbers only form on a sphere if the sun is that
Yeah.
far away. It's very simple math. You can just look
Do
it up
you
for
like
yourself.
Carl Sagan?
Love Carl Sagan.
Okay, I thought so. I thought so because I mean, pretty much what you're explaining is like half the stuff that he talks about, obviously.
Right.
But I mean, it's all like he talks about like also fourth dimensions, right? And
Yeah.
he was explaining it when I watched this video. He's explaining it with like, oh, like all the squares and the circles are living in their one dimensional
Flatland.
world.
Flatland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flatland. Yeah, there you go. That's like one of the cool ones. I really like that.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's a very good explanation because,
You know,
even
you
though
kind of remind me of Nikola Tesla. You kind of have that. Presence
he's
about you.
he's a
You
bit
are
bit of a hero of mine. I won't deny.
probably reincarnated.
He's a bit of a hero
It's
of
like
mine.
Doc Holliday and Nikolai Tesla like
Hey, I'll
found
take it.
they just separated into his one spirit
I'll take it.
and became you.
I'll take it. Well, say
I
no
could
to
be your
that.
Huckleberry.
But yeah, and it's weird because we are three-dimensional beings, but most of the time we're only observing the world two-dimensionally, right?
Yes.
Like sound is two-dimensionally, and visual is two-dimensionally. Our only three-dimensional observation is with our hands, right? So it is weird trying to like think about higher dimensions when we can't even observe our own dimension very well. So using the flatland analogy is like a really good idea to like really simplify it for people.
Like flat Earth. And then we just come full circle. I mean, we come. Wait.
And Casile, I don't think flat Earth started as a joke. I think it's always been a thing. It's just
It was a thing. Yeah.
a couple very silly people with a little bit of celebrity decided to talk about it publicly and started one of the dumbest movements mankind has seen this century.
Just like every time a movement gets started, almost 80% of the time, it's always like celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, you don't even know about it. Like social media. Whew. Do you have a big social media presence? I noticed that you don't really tweet a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to be better at it. See, because I want streaming to be like my main job. I need to have a good presence, and I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with TikTok as well. So
yeah,
I'm trying. My Discord, I think, is getting good. I think I've got a pretty good Discord going. So
yeah,
that seems okay.
But my Discord is crazy. Actually, it's like I have a Pokemon. Like I have a thing called Spam Channel. It has a little Musubi on it, and you got to mute it. So because like it goes off. There's like Pokemon in there, and we have like a discussion for everything, like a cookbook.
Yeah, that's something I've learned.
NSFW.
That's something I've learned not to do. I have the oubliette, which is where all non sequiturs go, and I think I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah, it's actually a lot better to have it like that. I just do it because fuck it. I don't know. I just don't care. I'm like, I could add this. Like, I might as well. I have Discord Nitro, so like I can even send files. Or
what's your like
stuff.
Community number? Like, how many people do you have
in my Discord, or in general?
In your Discord.
Okay, because I don't. Let me see. You know what? I know a lot about Discord, but I can't even check that.
If you just go to the people, your online offline list, you have your online number and your offline number, and you just kind of add those two. Usually gives you a rough idea. I just broke 200 not too long ago myself.
Over 190.
Nice.
Yeah. So like about 200 something.
Cool.
It's one of those things come and go, you know, like people come in and then they leave. And I don't actually, I notice some people have it on their Discords to tell them that when somebody's leaving. But I don't even have that alert me because I'm like, if you're not going to stay around, why should I care?
I don't like the bot notifications. I don't even like the welcome channels. Like it just lists everyone who joins in on the server. If people want to introduce themselves, I'm fine with that. But I think like calling out everyone who joins the server, it's just like, you know, some people don't like that. Some people just want to be lurking around. You know, leave them alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see that a lot. I don't know, man. I usually, you know who's actually really active in the meme channel? I have a meme channel, and CC Kinnison posts a lot of meme stuff, and they're always so good.
I'm always surprised by CC Kinnison. Like, always surprised.
I love him.
When he started running my 1 hour tracks, I was very surprised how well he did it.
Yeah, he's
And then
super cool.
I was talking to Bax, and apparently he's been following Bax since like before Bax was even streaming. I was like, wow. And apparently CC Kid has been streaming since before Bax was streaming. I'm like, what the fuck? Like every time I learned something about CC Kid, I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's super cool. He's playing D&D right now. He said he would come watch. And he said he's gonna watch the VOD later, so I know he's gonna see this. I know he's gonna CC Kinnison watch this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I mean, but he plays in my Minecraft server like all the time. Nice. With I see him like every night we play. But he's like really big into tabletop games.
I could see him being a really good DM.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You know, I've been trying to play D&D with somebody, like a group of people, for a long time.
I want to play D&D with somebody.
I want to play D&D. So okay, yeah. So I really wanted to play that, and people just flaked so much. I've been trying to play since I was like 16, man.
That is, it is the hardest thing is trying to get people with real lives to commit to the same day a week, even if it's every other week at the same time. Like,
And see, like I
4
I feel
people
like my
is doable,
schedule is
but
pretty
like once you get to
flexible.
6, is
Yeah.
someone's always going to be missing a week.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. That's why like I started to grasp like World of Warcraft. I played that
Mm,
since it first came out, and I was always playing undead warlocks because that's just like I love that class. It's just you're
mm.
you're an undead demon, like yeah, summoner. That's so sick.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, I don't know. I played the crap out of that, and I'd always keep up. I haven't even got this new expansion, so this is the first time I like did not get the
Mm,
expansion. But I love that like kind of thing where like you have the bard and
yeah.
you have like the knight and the
Mm.
crusader or whatever.
Everyone's got their part to play.
You played Skyrim?
No, but I've enjoyed watching. What I enjoy more than playing Skyrim is watching people with stupid mods play Skyrim.
Have you seen the Macho
Randy's,
Man Randy?
yes, that's
Oh,
exactly what I'm talking about. And then I
oh
think
yeah.
Donkey did one where he just like kept summoning things. So he had like a million bears, and then he
Yeah.
had like a million Thomas the Tank Engines, and then he just had like just like it's just I love seeing stuff like that, or just break
Yeah.
the game in the most ridiculous way possible. I love that.
Was it you? I think talking on stream, you were like saying, "Oh yeah, like they're coming out." I think it might have been you. They're coming out with another Skyrim. No, I
No,
heard. No, maybe it wasn't you.
not in recent, for sure.
Somebody was talking about. Oh, they're coming out with a new Sky. Well, they're always going to come out with a new Skyrim.
Yeah,
Like remastered times 15.
Hmm.
Just like Call of Duty's like Call of Duty 7. More realistic than the last Call of Duty. Dig trenches for 4 hours. Like, okay.
Yeah,
So what do you do for besides streaming yourself? Like what do you actually get to
nothing,
kick on? Like,
nothing. I
yeah,
work,
I honestly I'm with you.
I eat, and any free time I have is usually having to edit videos for YouTube. And
And you actually film yourself doing a full, or is that from a stream when you're building your
uh,
hour long?
yeah, so there's a couple different things I do for YouTube. Highlights is just taking
Yeah.
stream footage and condensing it down and posting a video out of it. And then
Mhm.
stuff like the Record Hunters promos or my Tilt commercials or the 1 hour track promos, that's all created from scratch. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
but you actually, well, I mean, obviously I know the trailer ones were like, what was it? Was it last season where you're in your bed and you're like waking up and you're like,
Mhm.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that one, like obviously that was not like live, but you have a speed up of
Yeah,
you
of the actual build
building it.
process, yeah.
And is that actually you building it? Or
Yeah,
is that several days?
those were real snippets of 3 different sections that I worked on.
Okay. But you didn't do it in one whole day.
No, it's a 30 to 50
Yeah.
hour process. Usually
Oh,
takes
that's
me
like a day, right?
usually usually takes me the first it usually takes me the first week and a half of the season. So the seasons start on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and usually by the next Saturday I have the map done, and then I take another week to play test. So usually by the end of the second full week it's done. And a good portion of the stream is devoted just to that because I don't have free time to work on it. So I just have to use stream time to work on it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like right because I forget the time zone that you're in. It's completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my own freaking time zone with no daylight savings time. So I'm like, oh, when I get it down, I'm like, it's like 6 o'clock your time. They're like, no, it's like 5. It's daylight savings. I'm like, no, son of a bitch. Like, I just got it down. I noticed that yours is, let's see, 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
It's yeah, because it's like almost 10 for me.
Yeah. We're approaching
Okay.
3 o'clock here.
I'm not taking us off the rails too much, am I?
What rails did we
We're
have?
doing okay?
Did we have rails to begin with?
So we've been just riding without any rail.
I think I think you're mistaken. This is not a train. This is just a jet ski in the middle of a lake.
It's not even a jet ski. We gotta think of something. It's a quad.
It's a tube raft on the back of an airplane, just being dragged across.
See, Coach isn't that bad.
Good stuff. Actually, there was a comment in chat I want to get back to though, because we brought up the Tesla thing. Well, you brought up the Tesla thing. I didn't bring up anything.
Mm-hmm. I like Tesla.
Howard was talking about the Tesla Tower. Do you know about the Tesla Tower?
I know some things about it. But probably not. I haven't actually researched anything about that in a while. But I guarantee you, I know exactly what you might be talking about.
Yeah. So for those of you watching who have no clue,
it's that one big ass.
Yeah, he figured out that the magnetosphere of Earth that protects us from the solar radiation has a resonant frequency of about 8 to 10 hertz. And his thought was, if he pulsed energy into the magnetosphere, it would go around the Earth resonant. And each time it passed, it would get charged by the solar radiation and actually increase in energy. And then you could harvest it by just sticking a tower into the magnetosphere and pulling the energy out of it.
Isn't that amazing?
It was a great idea. The problem is, most
money,
neurological organisms on the planet also operate at 8 to 10 hertz in their frequency. So, like, fish in a nearby pond forgot how to use their swim bladders and just floated to the surface and died. Birds migrated around the tower and ended up in the wrong spot because their magnetic navigation was off. Like, it was a good idea.
They have that in their head too.
Yeah.
Like birds have like basically a magnet in their head.
Exactly. And when you amplify the magnetosphere of the Earth, apparently that does not help.
No, it's terrible.
So
it's absolutely terrible.
It's one of those things like, yes, it was a great idea, but unfortunately nature's already capitalized on it, so we can't really...
I know you like this movie. I just forgot about this. You like The Prestige, don't you?
Oh, here's what's crazy.
We just watched that.
I watched The Prestige, right?
Again, yeah.
And it was a great movie, awesome. And then I saw a meme that talked about David Bowie, and then it had a picture of Nikola Tesla from The Prestige. And I was like, that was David Bowie? Like, I completely missed it. Like, I had no clue.
But the whole time you are looking at him like, what's wrong with his fucking eye? But it's funny because his eye, like, do you know his whole story behind that?
Yeah. He got in a fight over a girl, and guy paralyzed his retina.
Yeah. So like a lot of people think it's two different colors, but it's just his pupils dilated.
Right. So they're both blue, but you can't see the blue in the other eye because it's permanently dyed. Although as he got older, it did start to get discolored a little bit too. So.
Yeah. It's cataracts. Probably. It happens to all of us.
Yep. Well.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Now that we're just continuing to fall down rabbit holes, there was a scientist who was trying to, like, his hobby was kind of like making a biography of David Bowie. And being a scientist, he wanted to see, like, what the actual measured effects on a human body of living David Bowie's lifestyle were. So, like, he ate the same food, worked the same schedule, did the same drugs, did, like, all the things that David Bowie did for, like, 5 years, and, like, took biometrics the entire time. And it's insane that, like, a human body can survive that.
But in the same sense, though, like, doesn't that also come into, like, genes? Like, he could be able to tolerate it more than... Yeah. It's like, all right, well, Tom did this documentary, and he's dead now.
Right.
It's been 2 weeks in. He's had about 3 kilos of cocaine, because that's exactly what David Bowie had.
Right. So it's just...
You know, it's kind of crazy, too, when you start listening to music. It's just like Bill Hicks. Like, I love Tool. I don't know if you like the band Tool.
I'm not a fan.
I love them. What?
I'm not a fan.
Okay. So I like them because they're like, they talk a lot of stuff about like Carl Jung, and like they use like a lot of Carl Jung's, like, you know who he is?
Mm-hmm.
I figured you did. I don't really need to ask. He just strokes his mustache. Mm-hmm. I do. Yes, I do.
I try to be a well cultured individual, as well cultured as I can be.
See, you're a man of culture. Um, yeah. So basically, like they use a lot of like those theories, and then like the anima, like accepting your female counterpart and your stuff like that. Um, I think that I like that stuff because even Smashing Pumpkins, Radiohead, they have like substance to
Yeah,
their music.
yeah.
Like the Radiohead has like this amazing line for me where he sings in the Reckoner. He says, "Because we separate like ripples on a blank shore,"
Mm.
which is a really beautiful and it's so packed full of like substance and can be taken in so many different ways, but it has one meaning, right? So I like that. As like you hear this other stuff is like shine bright like a diamond like 15 times, and I'm like, God, please stop. I love music like that, right? So I feel like in depth of things. See, I'm going down rabbit holes. In depth of things, like I feel like Carl, like the philosophy and stuff written that helped kind of create these things. It's kind of interesting. So I start to dig deep into that kind of stuff, and it's like I don't ever take it into. I absorb it, but I don't like just immediately go, I accept that and that's exactly how I believe. It's always just like absorbing, and like, oh, that's information. That's cool.
Right, right.
And I feel like it's a lot of self-reflective things. There's a lot of things that we do in general, whether it's the games we play or the music we listen to, the movies we watch, So kind of just really deep.
It's good stuff. It's one of the many great functions of music is it can kind of tap into that a way other media can't.
What is that sound? Did you hear about the Germans messing with a sound where it's like it can like mess with emotions? They're trying to find. It's like 40, 444.
Well,
something like that.
There are different notes that do different things to the
Yeah.
human mind. So F major usually stimulates happiness the most, which is why like casino machines are tuned to F major and stuff like that. So there are, there's definitely psychology behind it, but the human will is still the most powerful thing, right? It's even with like serious like hypnotism, even you can't get someone to do something they don't want to do, right? You can reduce their inhibitions, but if it's something they don't want to do, they're not going to do it, even with the most deepest hypnosis with the greatest professionals. So it's that thing where there's effects, but in the end, the human will still prevails at the end.
Did you go to school? Well, actually, how old are you, even if you don't mind me asking? Like what?
I'm 33.
Okay, so we're pretty close.
Not far off.
Yeah, we're pretty close. Not far off. Okay, so, wow, where did I go with that? My brain just went.
Education. Education.
Oh yeah, education. Yeah, did you go to college or anything like that?
I did. I went to college for 3 years and then I left.
Okay. Yeah. See, my friend, he has an IT, and he like asks my other friend for all the help, and he has no degree in technology.
Yeah.
So I don't know though, but what were you like majoring in? Because this kind of, if you don't mind.
Entomology, so study of insects.
Entomology.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of okay. So, what other classes did you need to take for that?
I was at one point considering becoming a choir director instead, so I had a lot of musical courses in there as well. And I kind of took like one of each language because part of singing, like I didn't want to know how to speak each language, but I wanted to know how to pronounce and read each language.
Yeah.
So I took Italian, I took Russian, I had already taken German, I'd already taken Latin, I already taken French and Spanish.
Can you speak all these or no?
Like I said, I don't learn them to be fluent in them. I learn them to know how to pronounce them so that I can sing them.
You know what's weird is like most of the world actually pronounces everything. I say this every time. There's A-E-I-O-U, right?
Mm-hmm.
As like most of the world pronounces it A-E-O-U.
Right.
So like they're saying like certain things like that and certain phrases you can learn. You can actually like just develop the whole language yourself.
Right.
If you can figure it out. But I feel like that's just a part of your brain that's hard to unlock.
And that's pretty much what I do. Is just I learn how to read and pronounce the language, and I have no idea what I'm saying, but I can read it and say it. So
You can read it though, right? Like, do you know what it means?
right, I have no idea what it means. I have no idea what it
See,
means.
that's how I feel like with Japanese. Like I know like
Yeah,
I know a decent.
I can read a little bit of Japanese kanji. Most of it, it'd have to be in Arabic
Yeah.
characters for me to read it.
Well, before this I lived in Kansas for like years, so there's like no Japanese population out there. It's like 80% of the people out in Kansas are Japanese. No, that is a false statement. Out here it's like the main culture. So I started doing sushi and was learning from this chef Hideki Yoshimoto, and he would teach me like all the different stuff. Like there's like all the shoyus, like shoyu being soy sauce, like usukuchi and shio kia like ika, which is like shio being salt. I'm like learning what these mean, negi for green onions. So
Yeah.
from that I learned the pronunciation,
Right.
and then I just started trying to learn Japanese, and then it's like, oh, it's I can understand it a lot more. I can tell somebody like where to go, like kore wa or no kore wa nikai, like kind of like just over there or no, yeah, right here on the second floor. So kind of I can understand that, but I haven't spoken in a while because I haven't been working the industry, so I haven't been like like
Yeah.
getting it up. But
Yeah.
it's crazy. I like being able to. I know if I actually study Japanese within a year, I'd be able to master it. But it's really different.
Yeah.
Like even if you host on my channel, it says in Japanese, "So thick you have to chew." Merlin's milk, so thick you have to chew. MerlinMilk. Just me saying it.
Hey.
I can't remember how to say it.
It's a good one.
You don't know any other languages then?
I would say German is probably my most known.
They said that one's not too bad.
Yeah,
They say
I don't know German too well though. And then like Spanish, Portuguese after that, and then Japanese, Italian, Russian, French after that. Like barely anything.
Russian, I hear, is the hardest.
The alphabet is really hard to get your head around. Pronunciation is very easy though. So
See, I can't. I don't think I could speak French. I just don't have that like. Like I can do a lot of accents, but French and Jamaican are which are pretty similar. I just can't do it.
There's one really good joke. It's like a choir director joke, because there's French words that are EU, and there's French words that are UE.
Yeah.
And UE is and EU is
Yeah.
And so when you're singing, you're supposed to use pure vowel sounds, so they mute to the same thing. So the joke is, whenever that happens, you raise your hand like in the middle of a like a choir practice, and you're like, should it be or and the choir director's like, oh my god, no, because you're right to ask it, but it doesn't matter at all.
No, that's all I hear.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
So it's stuff like that, is that like that's my knowledge, right? I'm not fluent, but I know how the language works.
Oh yeah.
Right. So that's that. Well, hey, I think it's time for that lovely time that we call the midstream mix-up. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Good stuff. Now, the question is, do I want to stay on this screen or do I want to go to like a different screen? What if I did? I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna try this. Ooh, that's not terrible.
No, I was a little down.
I'm gonna
Hold on.
I'm gonna trick both of us here.
Chris Angel, give me your levitation
we'll turn
skills
this
and move
off.
me in the correct place.
Cool. All right. Well, so here's my idea for the midstream mix-up. It was funny because Kira actually guessed it. She was like, 1 hour track midstream mix-up. Actually, yes.
Oh, you serious?
So you are a fan of the 1 hour tracks. And
Oh yeah, I love them.
in literally less than a week's time, I will be building season 20's 1 hour track. So I'm gonna like throw down an idea or two, and then I want to have like you give me some feedback, and if you have just an idea like this would have been a really cool idea for a 1 hour track,
Yeah.
and then see if you have something you want to.
It's my name right there. No, I'm just kidding. just put my name right there. It doesn't have to function. It can just.
Okay.
No.
So here's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'll show you one thing I came up with on a Thursday flare, which I thought was pretty dang cool. How do I want to do this? I think we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna put you at 5. We're gonna copy you, turn you 90 degrees.
You grab these batteries real fast. They're right here.
Sure.
One second. Oh, yeah.
Careful.
Now we're back. Falling out. We're good.
Great.
You okay?
Oh, we're great.
You crash over there? I heard some.
No, we're good. We're good.
All right, cool.
All right. So here's what idea I had. We take these new hammer things, right?
All right.
Right.
I'm ready. I'm sorry. I need my thinking pipe.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Let's see. I want this whole thing to be zeroed. There we go. And then this can be. I think we're gonna do 200.
You're gonna hear in like 10 minutes. You're gonna see him building this and me watching. You're just gonna see the top of our heads because we're both just so focused.
We're gonna be like, ha! 300, 270. Let's see.
Yeah, Key was saying that she always loves the different names people give the obstacles. I try to like name things different than other people because like some people say, oh, like I do call those the Steves, you know the Steves.
Yeah.
And the pizza oven, but there's like these little dangling things I call nipple tassels.
Okay.
And so like I don't know. There's a couple other ones. I'm trying to call the cannon a navel.
A navel.
Yeah, like an Audi.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so this is one idea I had. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but this is one idea I had.
That's pretty crazy.
So here's the thought. These need to be a different speed. Let's call them 83, I guess.
This is so pleasing to watch.
Isn't it?
Are you making them rotate at the same time?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to refresh them real quick to get them synced up. And you, and then you.
I'm gonna try to start building this season.
Okay. So here's like a thought I had, right? So we make like a chain of these, and what happens is you got the marbles that roll down to the middle, kind of, sorta.
Yeah.
And the hammers pick one up, and then it has to get picked up by the other hammers.
Kind of like a claw machine.
Yeah, kind of. Like it's like a multi-stage process of the marbles getting in. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I feel like this is something that would be interesting to do, where you can elevate a couple marbles at a time and then continue to elevate them to try to get that happening. So that was a thought I had.
Are you gonna? You think
So like here, see that?
Than
See how you can get like occasionally
Yeah.
a marble gets up to the top, but not always. So something like that I think would be cool.
You try to put like multiple hammers?
Yeah, so like we do this like, you know, a couple times, right?
Ooh.
So you have like a ladder of them, kind of. But I need to find
I
need to find an efficient way to do it, right? Because this is like what 20 obstacles, which is not good, right? It's like we need to make it more efficient. But you can have something like that where it's a ladder. So that was a thought I had.
I like that how it picks it up though. It's a little crazy.
Cool, isn't it?
You don't really have to do too much too.
Mm-hmm.
It like literally. Just RNG.
The other thought I had, and this is an idea from Twisted Indie actually, is if your portals don't have an exit, they don't open marbles up, or they don't, like, the marbles don't go through them, right? So what you can do is you can rotate these things at different speeds.
Oh, and like,
Right, and
oh,
the
like
marbles have
skipping
to
them.
like try to get across them, like a conveyor belt kind of a thing, right? So you have stuff like that.
Yeah. And you'd have to put the one on the left a little slower than the other one, right?
Yeah,
It looks,
fine tuning and spacing and all that stuff, but
it would work, yeah.
something like that would be kind of cool, I think.
That's pretty cool. Oh, see, like those, yeah.
Right, so it'd be something like that where they transfer over and then they transfer over, and again, same concept where it doesn't line up very often, but when it does, then a marble gets all the way through, kind of a thing.
Yeah, we don't want to make it easy.
Right. So those are some thoughts I had. Anything you ever had, like, you saw in one of the maps and you're like, oh, this would be a cool idea if they did this? Like, anything that ever came to your mind?
I mean, I don't have as many pieces as some of you guys, so I'm always kind of like, looking at stuff, but I'm like, I know there's more options. Because I haven't really started actually messing with the builder. So
Right.
when I met your first map, the one that I saw, this season 18, right?
Any ideas that kind of stick out of your mind, either that I did or that you had that you thought would be cool or were cool?
I like your stairs, man.
You like the stairs?
I really
The stairs
like
are
the
good.
stairs.
Stairs are
Stairs are
probably
my favorite.
they're one of my favorites too, actually. I like.
I like how it's a hit or miss, and the season 19 was just that stair part was so frustrating. And I'm not talking about the Tony Roma, right? Or what's his name? The guy with the
Yeah.
Stairmaster.
Mm-hmm.
That thing sometimes is cancer because you're like, he's about to make it, and then they just fall right back, and you're like, oh, all right.
Well, I like
I
how
also like
deceptive
that.
this part is, right? Like, even
Yeah.
just getting through here, because what you have to do is you have to hit the side and then roll forward. If you hit the forward part first and then roll side, you roll backwards.
Yeah, or you if you hit that end part right there, right at a nice angle, you will go right backwards.
So I think this marble is actually going to roll backwards. Like it has no moving pieces.
Yeah.
There's no like stuck corner spot, right? It's just the geometry of it is the obstacle. That's stuff like that I love. Or just like it's just the geometry. It's not, some weird spinning barrel with pins in it,
Yeah, the golden eye.
It's just the geometry that gives it the difficulty. But this part,
this part is the part that I was like, what are you doing, shit? Oh, and the other one where the boosts are going up the wall and you have to go left and right. That part right there, I really like it, but it also frustrates me when you have too many marbles because the whole time I'm just thinking of Power Man.
yeah.
But instead of worlds collide, it's marbles collide. Because they're just running into it. Like you'll almost make it upwards, and then the marble will just come out of nowhere and just knock it off course.
Yep.
That took Z a while yesterday, right?
Yeah, she got hung up a little bit on that one. Ooh, I got it on the first try. Look at that. It's amazing what happens when you can put the marble in exactly the right spot that it needs to be.
Yeah, because that doesn't happen ever. I'm actually surprised at the time I finished that yesterday.
Yeah, everyone did really well. Everyone got under 90 minutes, and you had fewer than 50, and you were just over 90 minutes, which is great.
It was like 139 or something like that.
Yeah. So let's see. Stairs, eh? Moving stairs or static stairs? Which do you like better?
I mean, it always depends on what it leads to. Like I like on season 18 you had the stairs where it was trying to make it across on such a very small space.
Yes.
That was really cool with
That
the
was
static stairs.
a revamp of a season 15 idea.
Yeah.
So
Which I saw it in that one too, because remember I did your 15, 16, 17, and 18 in one day.
Yeah.
And we tried doing the 15 twice, and we couldn't. I had to let
brutal.
it run, and it
brutal.
went over 4 hours and yeeted everybody.
Yeah, it was brutal. That's why we needed to keep making more, because, you know, there are some who say that was the perfect map because it was so brutal. But I think this season's is the first one that's been better than that one. I think I finally cracked the code on it, because one marble can do it and 1,000 marbles can do it, and it's exciting.
I think you're just fine tuning your craft. That's all.
Yeah. Well,
it's
and new ideas. And new ideas.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's new pieces that come out every season too, so gives you like a little bit of. Do you know any of the pieces that do they show any of that? Like showcase them before they come out?
Sometimes Pixel will put out some spoilers, but
yeah, I didn't think so, because I thought I seen a couple, but not many.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, that's it. Miniature Mix Up done. We did it. Woo! Full scramble. GG's. Woo! All right. Well, as we go to the second half here, sir, you're in charge.
I'm in charge.
Take it away.
I feel like we've been just vibing. I don't feel like we need to put any.
Let's keep vibing then.
This is a vibe, man.
Let's keep the vibe going. Where do you want to go? Any questions you haven't asked yet that are on your list?
I mean, honestly, it's gonna. Oh yeah, what is your stance on like cartoons?
Cartoons.
Cartoons. Like I'm not now. I understand the cartoons of today are nothing compared to like what they had back with like the Herculoids and things like that. But do you like actually like to watch cartoons? Like, are there any
SpongeBob
that you
fan.
grew up with?
I think SpongeBob is a strong save. I think there's been a lot of good cartoons that I just, you know, I'm past the age, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, Invader Zim, Adventure Time, what's the other one? Phantom Universe. What is it?
Steven's Universe?
Yeah. So I think there's good ones out there that, you know, 20 years from now, those kids will look back the same way we look back at the 90s cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Well, I look back at, I grew up off of like Huckleberry Finn or Huckleberry Hound, and Huckleberry Hound, I did not read that as a child. That's a little bit too hard of a read. But yeah, stuff like that, like Hanna-Barbera, Tex Avery, Chuck Jones.
Yeah, I was more like Rocko's Modern Life.
I did watch a lot of that, yeah.
And SpongeBob's up in there too.
Ren and Stimpy, stuff like that.
I wasn't as much into Ren and Stimpy. I think I'm more into Ren and Stimpy now than I was back then.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when you actually watch it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's what that means.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, I like voice, like I want to be a voice actor, right? So I really like cartoons because it's just like Mel Blanc from Looney Tunes.
Right.
So I didn't know if like you actually like specific cartoons or which ones you grew up on, because that's the thing I really like.
Those are the ones I liked, and then now more so kind of into the more intense animes like Dead Man Wonderland and stuff like that.
See, I try to get on anime. I'm all right. Like certain ones, I realize I'm more of a weeb. Like Trigun, I've always watched Trigun and Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo. Paranoia Agent, have you seen that?
What?
Paranoia Agent?
No, haven't seen that one.
You should watch that. You would enjoy it. 28 episode about a kid with like golden skates and a golden baseball bat. Psychological, like thriller anime. It's really good.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh,
cool stuff.
Yeah, man. I feel like we gotta keep vibing, man. How's that chair? How's that chair going? You feeling all right?
It's going great.
It's been about over an hour now.
I'll shift positions over here.
You want mine here?
No, I'm good.
Sure?
Keep it.
It's warm.
How's that pillow work, by the way? It's a detachable pillow?
This one, yeah, it's like straps in. It's all right. It's not too bad. I don't really use it more than I need to use like squeaky. I need to tighten things.
Are you talking about Are you talking about Daphne and the Brilliant Blue Salamander, or are you talking about a different one? Because Daphne and the Brilliant Blue is really good. It's a little hard to get through, but if you watch the whole thing, it's worth it.
Is it anime?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like a Waterworld future. Oh. Like everything's flooded and there's just floating cities. That's all that's left, and it's some
Is
pretty
Kevin
cool stuff.
Costner in it?
Huh?
Kevin Costner in it?
No.
Okay, good.
To be honest, it doesn't need them. It
Yeah.
stands well enough on its own. And Shoni, thank you for the 11-month sub in a row. Crazy,
Ooh,
crazy.
wow. That's some good support.
It is. It is.
Good people out here. Ooh. I just had what I was gonna ask you again too. There was a oh my gosh. My brain is just smooth right now, man. This coffee's going down. I know. I gotta help me. Woo! All right. So you're only from the East Coast, right?
Yes.
Like you haven't been.
I've
have you been
actually
to Hawaii
never
or
left.
anything?
I've never left the country.
You never left the country.
Never left the country. As much as I want to, I never have.
This is as far as I've been. This is as far as I've been. Do you actually indulge in other like foods and things like that?
Oh yeah.
Or is
Oh,
there
yeah.
stuff you can't? Okay.
I'm a big cook, so
Oh, really?
I'm always looking for new ideas and new things.
What do you like to cook?
I'm big into Asian cuisine for sure.
Ooh.
Stir fries, Korean barbecues, soups, things like that. I really
Oh,
like
yeah.
old rustic European stuff, like a lot of German rotkohl, and sauerbraten, and stuff like that. Roasts,
Yes.
just things. And
That's good.
good like new takes on Italian stuff. So rather doing like a vodka sauce, I do a rum sauce.
Oh. Oh wow, yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And there's a
A little
couple other
different.
things I do. I just I like taking something and changing it.
That's exactly what I do, man.
Mhm.
Like if I make like a roux, then I'm gonna just mess with whatever like I think tastes good in it, you know?
Mhm.
Like I did obviously like just like for example, basic chicken Alfredo.
Mhm.
I just make it to my liking. I feel like if you do it that way, it's like always well, you gotta taste it. That's the biggest rule. If you don't taste it while you're cooking it, you don't know if you
Right.
screwed it up.
You gotta know if you need to adjust it before it
Yeah.
sits.
Did you work any cook shifts or
No,
you just like to cook?
just like to cook.
My man. I feel like cooking's like for me it's like Kit Kats. You don't want to share it with more than 4 people because like it becomes like a little overwhelming. You're
Yeah,
like, oh man.
yeah, I hear you. That's kind of the biggest bummer for me. Like, why one of the reasons I like having my own place is because I like hosting dinner parties. So
Oh.
not getting to do that regularly is like half of my social life. Just
I
gone
gotta
by.
come. I feel like your dinner parties would be lit and like, yeah.
There's-
I
there-
feel like they'd be lit. I
there
feel
are-
like you'd
there
be
are
wearing a top
multiple-
hat.
There's fancy dress. There are multiple meals, and
Really?
there are there's a tea cart flush with teas, coffees, and desserts at the end, and it's a production.
That's pretty
It's a
awesome.
production.
See, because it's funny. I thought to myself, I should probably put myself in a nice little suit because I used to work fine dining,
Mhm.
and I also have a lot of suits.
Nice.
So, well, a lot of dress clothes, but I never wear them now. I was like, maybe I should do that. And I thought, you know what? You're gonna outshow me. I can't do that. I might as well just sit back in my so thick you have to chew shirt.
Is that available
My
for sale,
robe.
by the way?
It is
It
available.
is.
Yeah.
Hey, head on over to the MerlinMilk.
If actually Binky 604.
Oh.
She makes like the emotes.
Mhm.
She makes the clothing for not just me though. She does it for like Kiwi, Tipsy Gamer,
Nice.
Grim. Yeah, so like it just goes on, the list goes on and on for how many people she actually works for. Tyler the Smiler. It's really
Nice.
cool. But super super good price and like you can use a discount code StreamLove, LUV, get 15% off. So that's pretty nice.
There you go.
But I was like, man, do you have any shirts?
I do. I have a. Oh, like for my channel, I don't. But I have other people's
You don't?
shirts. I've
Well,
got.
of course, I hope you have shirts.
I have Pixel's shirt. I have Ken One Up shirt. I have the
Really?
Geezer hoodie.
I have another one that's a little like I it's basically a milk carton to look like a wizard hat. with like imagine Frylock.
Right.
But he's a milk thing with like a wizard beard,
Hmm.
and the very top is like a wizard hat. It's like I think it's on my channel, but that's one thing that another shirt. But she just got a new printer, so she's gonna be doing like multicolored,
Oh, nice.
kind of cooler, like more designs and stuff like that and decals.
Cool.
But I was wondering if you had like a channel shirt, man, because should get you one. You need one with like the mustache.
Well, that's the thing
Get
is the thing I'm working on right now is production value, right? So
yeah.
either I have to devote some time to getting some higher res graphics or hire someone to do them for me.
I
And
mean, I like basic stuff. Like,
yeah,
you're basic.
I do
Like
8-bit
most.
minimalist stuff, but on a shirt, the pixelation doesn't always look good.
Oh, well, that's what Binky does though. Like she does graphic design. So like if
Right.
you sent her something like this is what I have, she just fine tune it. Be
Right,
like
and
there, here it is.
that's kind of the idea is I would need to find a way to either someone to do it for me or do it myself and just get it going. So that's kind of where my channel's at now. Like I've got a stable growth, I've got the content I want in it, I've got the weekly schedule flushed out. So production value is like the next hurdle to tackle, and it's just
That's fun, man.
money though. Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. You know, that's why I really again I'm not trying to like just push Binky, but I really like that she does most of my stuff and as well as like most communities, she's like very affordable and she like works with you and it's awesome. It's
Mhm.
kind of hard to find because I just kind of found her through Kiwi's channel
Okay.
and I was like, cool, let me get some emotes done. And
Yeah.
she's just super
I
cool.
would probably want to get someone who either doesn't already do Twitch stuff
Yeah.
or at least isn't in the Marbles community. Because I
Yeah,
want it
yeah.
to be like the thing I hate, even with just emotes with people, is like they're just recreating other emotes. Like everyone has a Gasm emote, everyone has a Pog emote.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
those emotes already
Yeah.
exist. Like
I know. You know what's crazy is I I understand that completely to the fullest. I have them. I have a Milkgasm one because honestly, the community was like, "You need one. You
right,
need to
right, right.
use it." And I was like, "Okay."
You got to
So I
keep the
did
people
that,
happy.
but I use Dan's game a lot, like
Mm.
a lot, and that's my favorite emote because I just like that, "Ah," you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I have that Moose game because nobody recreated like the Dan's game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So of course, there's like hypes and I also did the Moo Thump too. So those are like both like it's kind of embodying it. That's Moulin, by the way. He's a magical cow.
Right there. Oh, right there.
Yeah, that's Moulin.
So yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah. You have a let's see. You have Shenno.
yep, it's a good one. Made that one myself.
What
The more button is the big one.
what is that? What is that for exactly?
So the more button originated from Thursday Flare because in order to load all the community maps, you have to keep clicking the more button, and it only loads 25 at a time. So by the end of the season, when there's 2,000 maps, you're clicking the more button over 90 times to get down to the bottom of the ratings.
Yeah.
So I decided to make the more button an emote, and as has been discovered, it's the most ubiquitous emote on Twitch because you could literally use it in any stream at any time. And then that came up, so I made the star I made the star a bit emote. So if you are a sub and a bit donor, you can do the more you know, which is, ooh, chef's kiss.
I was wondering. I didn't know it was the bit emote. The beat emote. The more you know. That's pretty good though. I really like that. I also this one too. I was trying to. Oh shit. Here we go. Boom. That one.
Yes.
What is this one exactly?
So that's also Thursday Flare. When we vote maps from the bottom to the top of the rating board. So when we use that mode, it's like anyone who votes down is going to be banned from the channel for at least a week. Like,
oh yeah,
don't
man.
fucking mess.
I don't.
We're getting to this thing to the top.
Yeah. We were
And,
talking about like
it also
don't put-
translates to other things. So like during a tournament, trying to get to the top, on the tilted leaderboard, trying to get to the top. So it's kind of just become a hallmark of the channel. whatever we're doing, we
Yeah.
want to be on the top, whether we're building maps,
Because obviously,
tilting,
I,
whatever.
I knew these were like stuff that, like, if somebody came to your channel and they weren't really there to see these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, I can barely catch your channel. I sometimes am able to come in and be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really get to see like this stuff a whole lot. And I
Right,
wish
right.
I'm gonna try my hardest to keep coming to your streams. I know I'm always hosting you. Like, I'll come to my computer, turn it on. I'm like, "Oh, Shed's streaming." It's like I gotta edit some channel stuff.
Yeah.
But do you use anything else other than I'm guessing you use OBS Studio.
Yeah, he's like actual
Good man.
OBS. Yeah.
Good man. That's perfect. Our friend Nutty, he does videos on YouTube for OBS.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually, yeah, like if you type in OBS, he's like one of the top 3.
Nice.
Yeah. So and he just got partnered this year too, and he makes videos like really well and makes them pretty quickly. I learned so many different filters, man, and plugins.
Oh yeah, I actually
It's just
downloaded one of the expansions on it.
Oh really?
I can't remember which one it was, but that's how I do like all the flashing stuff and everything like that. Like this guy right here. This is a plugin.
Yep.
With some stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
I need to get things like that, but I'm also afraid of what it might do to some people.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, but no, I guess I don't like the color stuff, you know, when it's like
Yeah, I
color.
don't. And to that same effect, I don't like emotes that splash on the screen, and I don't like the bit alerts. I don't like any of that. I want to be in control of the content on my stream. I don't want the viewers to be in control of the content.
Yeah, see, that's where I think I like to acknowledge, you know, so I don't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you acknowledge it as well, because obviously you don't have any things flying around, but I hear you always acknowledging things. So, but for the most part, I always am in control of my stream. It's kind of one of those like rules, like comedy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you have the mic, you're in charge. Like no matter what you say, it's like it's always a trump card.
Yeah.
So for the most part, don't get me wrong, but I just don't tolerate. Like if I don't tolerate something or I don't agree with it, I don't really care. I'm going to tell you.
Right
there. But I'm not going to be rude about it unless you're rude, especially to my community. You know, everybody's had some people. Oh, you want it? There you go.
3 months in a row. Crazy. Thanks, C.
3 months.
Well, I thought you were working, but welcome in. Glad you caught part of it.
Yeah, so I don't really mind, but you always have those people that come in and they're like, "Did you hear about what this person said on Twitter?" And then they post a YouTube link, and I'm like, "You didn't even say hello to me."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You didn't even say hello to me." Like,
That's why I have everything blacklisted except for Twitch clips and my Twitch. So twitch.tv/ShensTV, and then you can do video or clip or whatever after that, or clips.twitch.tv.
yeah,
So,
that's actually a smarter idea.
yeah.
But it's funny though because I'll have people doing that, and I know that's what they're setting up for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm telling them like before you post the link, man, just think about it because I'm not gonna click on it. Like, and it happened last night, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to." But yeah, it's always something terrible. And they don't know how to like actually debate you into it.
Right. So they just do it, and that's the thing is I'll always call people because like they get timed out by the mustache, and then I have to like look through the mustache code to see what they did and why they were timed out. And I'm like, let me give you some advice. You know, if you want to post a link in someone else's channel, like maybe say hi first. You know,
Yeah.
Ask if you can post a link. Maybe build up to the conversation. Like, oh hi, how are you doing? I just found this really cool thing. Do you want to know about it? You know, practice some social skills. Like I pretend like they're just like a child that was just born, and I'm like trying to like foster them into adulthood, right? It usually shuts them up pretty quick because they're like, oh wow, yeah, I'm kind of being a jerk child. I should probably grow up a little bit.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, mom, I'm getting off the computer. That's basically what it is. But I mean, if you're gonna do that instantly, I think the easiest way to get somebody is, man, I found out your channel from this viral video you're in, and then send them the YouTube link because most people go, oh, because I have a clip that's like 5 seconds long. It's ridiculous. It's me playing marbles before the green screen, and I have this thing on my channel where you can request me to shake.
It was literally the first thing I saw when I turned on your stream. Not yesterday, but the last time I was in your stream. Literally the first thing I saw when I turned on your stream, you were shake weighting. I was like, oh my god, Merlin. What are you doing?
It's 7,000 point channel reward. And then I have another one that people spam that's like, we'll be right back, like that Eric Andre.
Yep.
I mean, you kind of so it's kind of like the viewer is in charge of like the memery, but always trying to keep in charge of things. But yeah, like that shake weight thing, man.
That's what I don't like. I don't like the meme factory. I don't want my channel to be that. But that's just me. That's me personally. That's just me personally.
Yeah,
I don't like.
I mean, I feel like there's a limit. You know, there's a certain limit. But with that shake weight, I actually have a clip of me like it's kind of 18 or over, but I have the shake weight and it's only like a few seconds, and I do kind of a bad gesture, and people, it's me playing marbles.
No, do go on.
Had it up
here. Do go on. Do go on.
And I was shaking the weight. This looks terrible without the shake weight.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
And I turned towards it.
Yeah.
And so I was finding people. I was just bored one day. I was finding people and had that clip, and it's just like people that are just chatting with like thousands of people or a few hundred people, and I just post that clip while they're watching clips, and they have to watch me fucking play with a shake weight for like 3 seconds, and that's it. But yeah, the shake weight doesn't help.
No, it did.
It just reminds me of that South Park episode, you know?
Best part, this is going up on YouTube, so it's going to be there forever now.
It's okay. It's everywhere. You know what? It's called gains.
Gains.
You know? Gains, man.
Gains. That's what the shake weight's about.
Yep.
About getting fit. I mean,
it's not even mine.
Let's be honest. If we just cut the BS and we just take the walls down, if you want to train in that area, it is the perfect device.
Yeah,
fucking down.
You gotta sell it.
Champion.
For $19.95, you can purchase your own shake weight. It is a adult version of the Bop It.
Yeah, exactly. The adult Bop It.
You just shake it though. That's it. I mean, this was actually, it's funny how this thing came about because it was actually left by an old roommate and it was just sitting here and I pulled it on stream one day.
Nice.
So it's pretty bad.
But small travel shot shake weight. So you can shake weight on the go. Don't do the 2-finger shake weight. Don't do it. Don't do the no. Looks like you're trying to milk a rat or something. Like, let's not go there. Is that the secret ingredient? Is that what makes it so thick? Is it the rat milk?
The world.
Is it the rat milk? Is that?
The world will never know. That's crazy, man. I don't know. You know, where'd you get your name from?
My name is short for Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Ooh.
My gaming name is Shenanigans. Even like way back in like Warcraft 2, StarCraft 1.
Oh, wow.
Shenanigans was.
Yeah, I can tell you're an RTS player, man. Did you have a bandana on all the time?
Yeah. That's where the tryhard gamer comes from. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I rebranded when I first made my Twitch account, I made it the Shenaniganery, which is a great name for someone named Shenanigans because it's a place to store all your shenanigans. The problem is every time you try to tell someone about your channel, the first words out of your mouth are, "And this is how you have to spell it." because no one's
Yeah.
spelling shenaniganery on the first
No.
try. And so when I rebranded a couple of years ago, I was like Shen's TV.
It's a lot
I,
easier.
you know, I had a couple different ideas to like have a nice short, quick name because a lot of people called me Shen or Shens, and I was trying to figure out a way to get it working. And I was, you gotta come up with a couple names, and then you have to search Twitter, search YouTube, search Discord, search Twitch, make sure it's available for all the platforms, so you don't have a different name for each one, right? And Shen's TV was the one that was available for all of them. So technically not available for YouTube, but
Yeah.
it still works.
It's good though.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. There's a nice little ring to it. You can use it for anything, like Shenception. I'm so glad I came up with that word last night. I feel like that's already been a thing.
Yeah,
but-
if it's actually a YouTube series. If you go into my YouTube channel, there is
maybe
a
it's
short
in
films
there, maybe.
playlist, and one of those videos is a Shenception. So
I think maybe my brain just disassociated it and just sat there.
there's convergent creativity. It happens.
Oh yeah, we just talked about that like an hour ago.
Yeah, this is how the show works. It all winds in on itself.
Because everything's just a spiral, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Much
all.
like the amplifying waves through the electromagnetic field of the Earth.
Killing everything in its path. Yeah, what's your best evil laugh? You got a good evil laugh?
I don't know
I've heard
about
a couple.
evil laugh. I do
Oh,
some,
you do.
I
Don't
do
say
some good.
I don't know.
I do some good crazy laughs.
Yeah, well, I mean, crazy and evil kind of go hand in hand sometimes. You know,
I guess. I
because
mean,
I mean,
are you really looking for a demonstration? You kind of put me on the spot. Like I'm not in a warmed up laugh mood
Hey.
kind of a thing here.
you're not in a warmed up laugh mood.
I'm not like I don't have anything ready.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Where you're just like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, like can we not go
But
here?
you Kermit the Frog. I'm like, nah.
But I think the crazy laugh I did in this season's 1 hour track promo, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's one of those things, right? Well, the reason it's an evil laugh is because it's not fake, right? I'm actually maniacally laughing at something that's happening in real time. That's what makes it genuine and scary. I think that's why I'm hesitant.
Like the one you were in the season 18 video and you're going, yeah, and you're laughing.
Yeah.
I don't want to butcher it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
it's and that usually happens again on like Thursday flares or Wednesdays when I'm building. Like I'll get an idea, I'll be like,
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. See, that is an evil laugh.
Yes, this is good.
That's not an evil laugh,
Right.
but we all know damn well
Oh,
what he is going through.
Actually, I think there's a good clip in recent history I can find on Twitch. Carry the conversation while I find this, by the way.
Okay. So basically, what I was gonna say is he in videos I have seen him, and I'm pretty sure everybody else has seen him laugh because he knows the pain he's about to put through all these people that are running these maps. Just like that. He's like, you see him? He's doing it now because he knows it's true. If we watch the video,
You got me. No, you got me. That's fair. You got me. Actually, I think it's in Pixel's Discord. Under the
CC
track.
Kinnison always plays your video before he runs your track. So I've seen it enough. And then I've had people come into my chat saying that evil laugh. So I can't.
I think it's something that haunts a lot of people in the marbles community. The Shen's maniacal laugh. I think it's just one of. Oh, here we go. There's. I don't know if this is it, but I'll pop it up here real quick. Full screen. Do I have a full screen button? Full screen button. Here we go. Full screen button. It's coming. It's coming. Don't worry. It's coming.
That's it right there.
Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. This is a. I don't know if you can hear.
Oh,
it,
I can already tell, dude.
You can tell by the
You
face.
look like
Ready?
You look like a Viking that's just like I
I don't know if I laugh in this one or not.
Oh, you're not.
See.
It isn't playing. It is playing.
Yeah.
Carrie, we're taking a video.
There it is. That's the laugh. That's the laugh.
That's pretty good. Yep, that's it right there.
Is that not the
Dude,
greatest
you got
thing
out
you've
of
ever
your
seen in
chair.
your
I
life?
saw your knees. I mean, I see your knees sometimes, but
Yeah.
you were kicking around like a frog.
That's one of the laughs, I think. That's one of the laughs.
Oh,
That's one of the laughs. So yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes it scary, right? That's what makes it evil, is it's real.
Yeah.
Like there's intention behind it. It's not just a
Yeah.
laugh. There is maliciousness behind it.
yes. Yeah, I could see that.
Uh,
I mean, it's funny though because you like what drives you to actually make these things? Like what? Is it just because you enjoy it, or do you like putting people through all this?
I hate everyone.
stress?
Yeah, no, I hate everyone. I think it's fair to
Okay.
say.
Good.
If I can make people suffer as much as I have to suffer, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny though.
So-
Because I ran all your tracks, and then I just felt like I was just cool like water, man.
But I think what it really is that we all are mortal beings. We all will pass. And probably even males more than females, just because they don't have the same reproductive psychological
Wait,
reward
what?
as women do, right? Like, so like when a woman has a child, there's a very strong emotional life fulfillment.
I
And
cannot wait for this talk.
A
I haven't had
man
this
can
yet.
have that, but there's always that uncertainty. There's always that not as involved. Like, yes, you raised the child. Yes, it's yours, but like, you didn't carry it in you. You didn't turn it from sperm to child. You just gave the sperm and got a child back, kind of a thing, right? So,
What sperm?
so there's this.
I feel like I'm having the birds and bees talk
Right,
with you
right.
right
So-
now.
But it's that thing
I know
where
what
I
you mean.
think men lack a certain fulfillment in resolving their mortality compared to women
Mhm.
in that regard,
Yeah.
which is what drives them to be more creative, to try to create, a brain child rather than a biological child. And so, just being able to leave your mark on the world. And for me, that's showing people something they've never seen before, experiencing something they've never experienced before. And,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, I feel like everybody wants to get like at a certain point of their life, they're like, I need to leave my mark. You know, I mean, I know mine's gonna be a giant shit stain, but it's fine. You know, it's like a yellow crease in the white underwear. That's basically what my my mark's gonna be. No, but everybody wants to leave a mark of some sort. Nobody wants to be forgotten.
Yeah.
But time does that to pretty much everything. And in a way, you have to kind of leave on a good note, you know? I don't want, like, what is it Bill Burr says? He's like, how do you, if a guy was a dick and he dies, like, what do you say at his funeral? It's like, he paid his taxes. Like, that's the only thing you can really say about him. Like, you kind of want to leave a good mark.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's actually pretty understandable. It's very understandable. Do you do any is there any kind of weird little hobbies of yours that you kind of like painting figurines or something?
I used to, actually. I did. So I have quite the archive for D&D. And I used to get pewter figurines and paint them, but I was only so good at them, and when I could buy already painted ones that looked better for cheaper, I was like, well,
Yeah.
I'll just do that instead. So, but I do have a good figurine collection. I write music from time to time.
I was gonna say I feel like you're a musician
Mm-hmm.
of some sort. Whether like, can you play anything?
I play piano, but I do that more meditatively than performance. I do perform piano, but I kind of don't like to, because it's not.
You're like a free spirit. Like you're not like church organ player where I'm like I have to have the notes, right? You kind of just won't play.
Well, my style's a little different. So I do like stride, I do slow jazz, stuff like that. So the music I play is inherently dirty, as I describe it. You still need to be within the flavor of the sound, but the sound does not come from the accuracy in certain situations. So you can risk being a little dirty at times and have the right effect being so.
Yeah.
But there are songs that I do want to play perfectly and do. So.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, but when you write your own music, like when you're writing stuff or just playing, you can just freestyle play, like just have fun.
So the I think the improvisation I do is more what would be titled as soundscaping.
Okay.
Very chord structured, not very melodical. But
You
when
are
I
a Frank
actually
Zappa.
write music, it's like actual music
Yeah.
theory, like Beethoven
See, that's my
composition.
problem, man. I can't read music. My family's been all music, and I started on drums, and some people will be like, "Play it at this counts." When you start giving me numbers, I can't act like. So I had to play a cover for some random person, and they're like, "Play Everybody Wants to Rule the World," and I'm like, "Okay," and then I know how to play that. I know how it goes. And then he starts saying numbers, and then now I'm sitting there going, why am I fucking doing this? Because I don't know music theory, and
Right.
I've tried learning it, and it's hard.
It's very hard.
It's so hard.
It's basically an advanced math class.
Yeah, that's why I give props to you on doing that. I just always played by ear. Like my father, he was a lead guitar player for like Dolly Parton, and like way back in the day. So it's kind of always been in my family playing music. Now my brother, he's turned 18. He's playing music too.
Nice.
I love that, but I always wanted to be able to compose music. But you like Nietzsche? It's a love-hate thing, right? Like, it's interesting.
Yeah. So, all right. I respect the game, right? Nietzsche got game, and I respect it. The problem with nihilism is it's a self-defeating argument, so you can't get anywhere doing it. Which is why I'm more in the Kafka realm.
Like
because
absurdist.
Kafka is much more in like chaos theory, right? Like
yeah.
You could like a lot of people say like it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there in the end. Is a argument he very vehemently contradicted.
Yeah.
And that like the very word Kafka-esque means so convoluted that by the time you win you don't even feel like you've won, right? That's what Kafka-esque means. So like that's his legacy, is literally upheaving that entire mindset. So I'm very much more a fan of Kafka because of his embracement of actual chaos theory rather than Nietzsche, who just went straight nihilism.
Yeah, straight nihilism. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I think that it's very interesting, especially he was like super crazy, but wrote music in a very crazy way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say like the nihilism part of it, and also like the Third Reich destroying most of the writings and turning them into like white power stuff. It like does not help the whole situation. But I think that you have to have there is a purpose to everything, regardless. I feel like there's a purpose, but I don't think that there's a fate. That's my personal belief.
Right. Actually, okay. Ooh. This is a good way to wrap up. I like it. Let's do it. It'll take about 10, 15 minutes to get through all this. Okay. Yeah. I had a friend who I lived with out in Colorado, and he and I got into very strong philosophical constructions.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't understand how I was able to like comprehend and manage things in time, right? That fourth dimensional problem solving. And he was trying to like get me to explain to him how I view time, to like wrap his head around how I was so good at it, right? And so here's the analogy I came up with. You know a Rolodex?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For those of you who don't know what a Rolodex is, back in the day, we didn't have a contact list on a digital phone. We had individual note cards with the person's name, phone number, address, and then you put that in this giant barrel.
Plastic container.
So you just stuck it in, and you could rotate it. So it would be in alphabetical order, and you could spin and just get through it. So it's basically like a book that you open 360, and each page was
like a mini filing cabinet.
Yeah, it's like a three-dimensional file cabinet, essentially. On a file cabinet on a wheel. So that's a Rolodex. Look it up. Google it. Find it. All right, so imagine a Rolodex, right? We got a Rolodex. Okay. Each card is a different person's timeline, right? And when you look at the card, it's their timeline as it branches in possibility going further and further away from you.
Yeah.
So like if you're holding the card, right, as I'm looking at it, they're here, and then all the branches of their possibilities are going through.
Yeah.
And each person has one in the Rolodex. And then on the pieces of paper, there's things, right? So like, I want to try to orchestrate a D&D game, like we were talking about before. All right, so that's now a thing here. We want to do it every Friday night. So their line is here, and we want to get everyone to the D&D game Friday night, right?
Yeah.
So that acts like a gravitic well. Like now it's like bending the paper down, and and the person's line is falling toward that part of the card. And then you roll through the Rolodex, and you have the other person's card, and you have to figure out, well, that's not here on their paper, that's over here, so this has to bend that way to get the roll to that one, right? And so this idea of trying to work your way through time, or manipulating things through time, if you want to be, risk being sadistic about it, is rather than a fate, there's just these like gravitic wells, options. these spheres of attraction that you can place in the future and draw people toward them. It's just like gravity, right? You're not destined to fall into the center of the planet, but you might drift a little closer and like slingshot off of it or stuff like that, right? So that's kind of how I ascribe fate. Is the lines don't have an end. They're just traveling through the piece of paper, and you can put these little spheres of influence around to kind of change the trajectory as they go through.
See, I see exactly what you're talking, because I'm more, I guess I read this book by Thich Nhat Hanh. I always recommend this book to people to read. It's a short read. He's this Vietnamese Buddhist, and it's really just inspiring kind of stuff. And it's talking about, like, You Are Here is the title. Mm-hmm. So it's talking about being in the present moment, and then not thinking too far ahead, and not thinking too far back, you know, and also like realizing, like, breathing in, I'm breathing in, breathing out, I'm breathing out, stuff like that, like the basics, you know. But it's kind of that same concept where, like, you have to kind of put yourself in the present and see what options are available for you and that other person that leads up to in time. But I see what you mean, like a Rolodex. It's kind of just all like a giant tree of possibilities, and trying to just gain control of what's going on. And I wouldn't say of people, but of the situation. But D&D, I would be so down for D&D with you sometime. I feel like you'd be fun. And I honestly, my schedule is amazing because I get off like an hour prior to this. Right. So
duly noted.
I have like all time. Yeah. Keep that in mind. Yeah. Well, we're getting pretty close, aren't we?
We're just about there. I think we nailed it. I think we did a good job.
I feel like there's so much more.
Well, I mean, there's always a chance you could be back on for next season. I've already posted in Discord now taking suggestions for season 3's guest list. So
yeah, man.
Usually people who I feel like I need more time with get back on. I kind of have that feeling right now.
I've been enjoying the conversations that we've been having. It's been kind of all over the place, but I kind of enjoy that because I feel like that's my life. I feel like one of the marbles on your track, just kind of going wherever the hell it pleases and not going exactly where it needs to go.
Sometimes you just got to let the marble speak to you and do what it wants to do.
Exactly.
It's a part of life.
Exactly. Yeah, man. This has been fun. I appreciate it.
It's been great fun.
This has been really
Thanks
good.
for being here.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope I didn't ruin your podcast.
I think you're okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the YouTube portion of the stream today. This has been Season 2, Episode 11 of Losing Our Marbles to Talk R2 with our wonderful friend, MerlinMilk. Thank you again for coming on to the show. Anything you'd like to promote? Merch, stream?
I mean,
nothing
pretty
going
much
on other
just,
than that?
I mean, we're going to be running your Season 20 track, so that's gonna happen soon. Guarantee you it will happen.
Awesome.
So we're gonna
look forward to
do
that in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. I still have your other maps too, I think. So maybe we might make a little thing of it again.
All right. Duly noted. Duly
Just
noted.
kind of like, die on stream.
We'll talk. We'll be in touch. My people will contact your people. We'll...
That sounds good. Yeah. I get my legal counsel for that. We can get a contract written up. No.
And Kira, thank you for the 5 sub, Bob. Very much appreciated.
Pretty much good, man.
And ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with Q&A with chat after. But you got to be here live to catch that. So sorry if you're watching YouTube. You missed it. It's gone forever. Sorry.
It's your fault.
Yep, it is. Live with it. Deal with it. Horrible times.